Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's me Arpita, and in my today's video we are going to discuss few points about structure and characteristics of optical fiber. So we have already seen what is optical fiber and what are the evolutions of an optical fiber and what is the general function of an optical fiber system. So before moving ahead with the important topic and different methodology of an optical fiber, so hence it is very important to know the structure and characteristics of an optical fiber. So let us see what it is. So structure, when it comes to structure, an optical cable or optical fiber, it consists three basic components, and in some books there are four. Okay, so we will see what are those. So here the basic components are the core, the cladding, the buffer or a jacket you can call. So the core, which carries the light signal, okay, and we will discuss in detail with each of the component. So here the core is the one component which carries the light signal for the internal reflection to take place. So and the cladding, it surrounds the core, okay. It is like outer layer of the core you can call. And the coating, or what we call it as a jacket, it protects the fragile core, okay. The what is a sensitive, or you can call it as it's very delicate, okay, not sensitive, you can call it as delicate, which protects the delicate core and the cladding within it. So now let us go in depth with each of the component. So I'll just write down what are the four basic components of a optical fiber. So here, optical fiber, optical or fiber optical cable, okay. Optical cable consists of four parts. I'm taking four parts because it's good, we will have one extra to read, so if in case it should be important to include, then let it be. So four important parts are: one is core, okay, second one I'm calling it as cladding, third one as buffer, and fourth one as jacket. Clear? Okay, so now let's see core. So the core, which carries the light, I told you already, like it is a one component which carries light. It is the smallest and the most important part of the optical fiber you can call. So this is a very important or imperative part of an basic component of an optical fiber. The optical fiber core, it is usually made up of glass, although some of the time we also see the core which are made up of plastic also, okay. So and the glass which is used in the core is it's of made of pure silicon dioxide, okay. So material so clear that you could even look through 5 miles of it as through your you were looking through a household window, okay. So it's so clear, you can say it's so transparent. So in this manufacturing process, what happens is dopants such as germania and phosphorus, pentoxide, or you can also use they also use alumina, okay. These are used to raise the reflective index under some controlled conditions, okay. So you can say the core material, or it is made up of glass and as well as even of plastic also, okay. So these optical fiber cores are manufactured in different diameters for different application, mean the sizes are different, okay. So it's that size of manufacturing with a different diameter is dependent upon what application it is manufactured for, okay, what its uses are for. So typically glass cores range from as small as 3.7 micrometer up to 200 micrometer. So these core sizes are commonly used in telecommunications, they usually range these core sizes are like, you get it in 9 micrometer or 50 micrometer or 62.5 micrometer. So based on these core sizes, there are mainly two types, again based upon core size, okay. What is the core size used? They are again bifurcated into two types of optical fiber based upon a core, so which you call it as a single mode fiber and multi mode fiber. Here single mode fiber has a core which is in the range of 8 to 10 microns, and light travels towards the center of the core in a single wavelength. Okay, but in multimode fiber has a core of either 50 or you can say it is 62.5 microns, either of them. Okay, and plastic optical fiber cores can be much larger than the glass. Okay, and you can say a popular plastic core size is of 980 micrometers. So this is how it ranges, and this is how there are, like, different sizes of core. Like, so usually the core of a optical fiber is cylindrical, or and that is of usually made up of plastic that runs along the fiber cable length. Okay, all through the length of the cable, it's of made up of plastic, and it actually acts as a protection, offers protection by cladding. It is protected by cladding will protect the core. So the diameter of the, as I told you, the diameter or size of the core depends upon the application it is used for, and due to internal reflection that takes place, the light traveling within the core reflects from the core the cladding boundary also. Okay, so this is how the core role in the optical fiber is. So let me put some points over here, you will just get to know how it is in detail. Okay, so the first point I can write here is the core which carries the light is the smallest part. Okay, is the smallest and the most important part of the optical fiber. So this is one point, and the second point is the optical fiber is usually made of glass, and although some are made up of plastic. Okay, yes, and usually the optical fibers are made up of glass, or it is made up of a plastic. Okay, and the core of the fiber is cylindrical. Okay, the core of a fiber cable is a cylinder. Okay, or you can call cylinder of plastic or glass, cylinder of plastic or glass. Clear? Yes. So the third point which you can include is the glass core. If it is made up of glass core, what happens? Or you can say the glass which is used to make, okay, the glass used in the core is extremely, or is pure silicon dioxide. Okay, extremely silicon dioxide. So it is a material so clear, okay, so clear that you can look through, you could look through 5 miles of it as though you are looking, as though you are looking through your window. Okay, household window, looking through your household windows. Clear? It looks, it's so clear. What he wants to say is it's very clear. Okay, so so these are the one, and you can say next is optical fibers are manufactured in different diameters. Okay, so optical fibers are optical fiber cores. Okay, we are talking about cores. cores are manufactured in different diameters for different applications, applications. Okay, applications. So it depends what application you are using the optical fiber for. So according to it, the diameter which is used or which is manufactured varies, like, okay. So typically in this I'll just write on as one sub point. Typical glass cores range from as small as 3.7 micrometer to 200 micrometer. This is the usual range. It is, this is the maximum, and at least minimum is 3.7 micro. So the one which are used in telecommunication, this is important for your branch. Okay, you should be knowing the core sizes commonly used, okay, used in telecommunication are 9 micrometer, 50 micrometer and 62 micrometer. Okay, so if you want, you can write those two things, like about the different modes, like, different types of optical fiber depending upon the core size, like that single mode fiber and multi-mode fiber, or else you can just drop that if it is making you to like the answer is very bigger one. But I will write down. You can skip these points if you feel that they are making the answer very big. So depending upon the marks you have in your exam, you can just skip some points. So these are all sub points. Okay, there are mainly two types. Okay, two types of optical fiber. One is single mode fiber and multi-mode fiber. Clear? Okay, so next, what is single mode? Single mode fiber has a core of 8 to 10 microns and light travels towards the center of the core in a single waveguide. Okay, in a single wavelength. So what happens in multi-mode? In multi-mode fiber, the core has a core of either 50 or 62.5 microns. Clear? Okay, this was all about a core. So now let's move on to the cladding. Okay, okay, so what is cladding here? So the cladding is one that surrounds the core, okay, and it has a lower refractive index to make the optical fiber work. Clear? So when glass cladding is used, so the cladding and the core are manufactured together for the same silicon dioxide, from the same silicon dioxide. As I have told you that the material that is used to manufacture the core, which is made up of glass, so there the material used is silicon dioxide, right? A pure silicon dioxide. So even if the cladding is also of glass, so these two are manufactured together, okay, from the same silicon dioxide based material in a permanently fused state. Okay, so the manufacturing process adds different amount of dopants to the core and the cladding, because they have to maintain a difference in refractive index at least of about 1%. So in the core, I have told you the dopants which are used to manufacture the core, okay, which are made up of glasses, are they are germania, and phosphorus, pentoxide or alumina. Okay, so these dopants are like different, or you can say the amount of dopants which are added to the core and the cladding are different, because they have to maintain a difference in refractive index. Clear? A typical core, okay, which will have a refractive index of about of 1.49 at 1300 nanometer, while the cladding will may have because they need to have a different refractive index, it may vary slightly, like it may have 1.47, like that. Okay, these numbers actually, however, are wavelength dependent. Clear? So depending upon the wavelength, the core and core will use, like, or that's how it is different. Okay, for both of them, the core of the same fiber, okay, will have a different refractive index actually at different wavelengths. Clear? I have told you that single mode fiber will use a single wavelength. So depending upon the wavelength the core is core has, okay, so hence this will vary, like depending upon the different wavelength we have a different refractive index for the even core alone. Okay, so that's how the refractive index varies between the core and cladding. So the cladding is also manufactured in standard diameters. So the two, usually the like they are having some common diameters which are manufactured for a cladding. So two commonly used diameters are 125 micrometer and 140 micrometer. So the 125 micrometer cladding, it supports core size of 9 micrometer, 50 micrometer and 62.5 micrometer, and the 140 micrometer cladding will have a core of size 100 micrometer. Clear? So this is all about the cladding. Clear? So what is cladding in general? The cladding surrounds the core. Okay, so it acts as a protective, or you can say the cladding is an outer optical material that protects the core. The main function of the cladding is that it reflects the light back to the core. Okay, when light enters through the core into the through the core into the cladding, that is from denser material to the lesser denser material, so it changes its angle and then reflects back to the core. So this is how the internal reflection happens over there. Okay, so now let us note down some points. So what happens? The cladding surrounds the core. Okay, and is an, you can call, outer optical material. Okay, it's an outer optical material that protects the core. So what is the main function? The main function of the cladding, okay, the main function of the cladding is that it reflects the light back into the core. Okay, to the core. When light enters, or I think this we can skip it out, it's not necessary here. So you can just take down this one. So here, when glass cladding is used, okay, when glass cladding is used, what happens? Both the cladding and the core are manufactured together. The cladding and the core are manufactured together from the same silicon dioxide based material in a permanently fused state. Okay, so the manufacturing depends or process, while the manufacturing process is carried out, or during the manufacturing process, what happens, they add a different amount of dopants, different amounts of dopants to the core and the cladding. Clear? Why it is done? It is done to maintain a different maintain a difference in refractive index, correct? Indexes of about at least 1%. Okay, so usually what happens, the typical core, okay, or usually core has a refractive index of what? Refractive index of 1.49 at 1300 nanometer, while the cladding may have refractive index of 1.47. Clear? So but these numbers are, what happens, these numbers are wavelength dependent, right? Wavelength dependent. Okay, so hence we can write the core of the same fiber. Clear? The core of the same fiber will have a different refractive index at a different wavelengths. Clear? Yes. So this was all about cladding. I think we are now about to move to the buffer. Okay, so next one is buffer. So buffer, or you can also call it as a coating. Okay, so what is that? The buffer whose main function is to protect the fiber from damage. Clear? And thousands of optical fibers arranged in hundreds of optical fibers. So hence what happens, they will keep it combined, and these bundles are protected by the cable's outer covering, which we learn in the next part, that is called jacket. Clear? So so the main function of the buffer is to protect, or to protect the a fiber, like from any kind of a damage. Okay, or you can also call it as coating. So I'll write down here, the coating or the buffer is a protective layer of the optical fiber. Actually it absorbs the shock, it absorbs the nicks, scrapes and even moisture that could damage the cladding. And optical fiber is very fragile in the sense it's very delicate. Okay, it may break easily without the coating, and hence that the coating is very important component in the optical fiber. So a single microscopic nick in the cladding could cause the optical fiber to break when it is bent. Okay, So coating is essentially for all glass fibers, and they are not solid without it. Okay, without the coating, the fiber is not solid. It may easily bend. The coating does not contribute to the light carrying ability of the optical fiber. It does not involve in all this refraction which takes place in the core and cladding. Okay, it has nothing to do with the light carrying ability. So the outside diameter of the coating is usually it's ranges from 250 micrometer or to 500 micrometer. Okay, so generally the coating is colorless. In some application it is colored to identify easily. Like, so this is all about coating. We will just note down some points here. So what you can write, the coating or the buffer, it is a protective layer. Okay, the coating is the protective layer of the optical fiber. Okay, so what it does, it absorbs the shocks, scrapes, and even moisture. Okay, moisture content in the environment, that also is absorbed. Okay, that could damage the cladding. So we know that an optical fiber is very fragile. Okay, an optical fiber is very fragile without coating. Clear? Coating. So a single microscopic nick in the cladding I think this you can just skip this one, that's not so important point. Yeah, what I could write, yeah, we can just take general, because we are only talking in particular to a general components. Okay, so the coating is essential for all glass fibers. Okay, and they are not solid without coating. Okay, they are not sold without coating. Okay, without it. So the coating does not contribute to the light carrying ability of the optical fiber. Okay, and the outside diameter of the coating is either 250 micrometer or 500 micrometer. Clear? And generally the coating is colorless. Coating is usually colorless, but in some applications it's color. It is colored to be identified easily. Okay, so how the coating is selected? It is selected for a specific type of performance. Okay, or environment. So since it is used as a protective layer, so for different environment we have different coatings. Okay, one common type of coating is acrylate. Okay, this coating is typically applied in 2 layers. The primary coating is applied directly on the cladding. This coating is soft, okay, and provides a cushioning for the optical fiber when it is bent. The second coating is a very harder, okay, than the primary coating and provides a hard outer surface. Clear? So this acrylate, which is a primary coating, it is limited in temperature performance, and silicon like carbon and polyamide are coatings used in harsh environments, like which are used in aerospace, space, and applications like even mining, oil, gas drilling. Okay, so for the harder temperature, or you can say like for the harsh environments. Okay, so this is all about the coating, or you can also call it as a buffer. Clear? So the one last component was jacket, correct? So let's see about that. So jacket is nothing but when you have a bundles of cables. Okay, bundles of cables are protected by the cables outer covering, which we call it as jacket, called jacket. Clear? So these jackets are available different colors that can be easily used to recognize the exact color of the cable we are dealing with. Okay, for example, the color, or the yellow color, what it does, it signifies a single mode cable. Clear? Cable. And orange, the orange color indicates multi-mode. Okay, so in one word you can say jacket is nothing but it's a protective layer or outer covering layer for a bundle of cables which are used, okay, in some applications. So this was all about the basic components of an optical fiber. So now let's move on to the characteristics of fiber. Okay, so next let's move on to the characteristics of fiber. So the fiber should have a wider bandwidth. Clear? Yes. See, the optical carrier frequency is in the range of 10 raised to 13 hertz to 10 raised to 15 hertz. So this is one of the characteristics, and where the bandwidth ranges from this ranges. So now low transmission loss. So usually the fibers have having a transmission loss of 0.002 decibel per kilometer. Okay, so you see it's very lowest. So dielectric waveguide. So the optical fibers are of dielectric waveguide. So why? The optical fibers are made up of silica. Okay, are made from silica, which is an electrical insulator. So they do not pick any electromagnetic wave or high current lightning. Okay, so hence this is one of the characteristics of a fiber. Next is signal security. Signal security. So what happens? The transmitted signal through the fiber do not radiate, hence there is a signal security. The signal is not breached. Okay, I mean the signals are secured, the data is secured, you can say the transmitted data is secured. The transmitted signal, okay, through the fiber do not radiate. Okay, do not radiate. So hence the signal cannot be trapped from a fiber in a easy manner. So hence we have a signal security. Signals are secured. So and optical fibers are small in size and as well as weight. Okay, so these we had also seen in the advantages of optical fiber. So fiber optical cable, okay, are developed with very small radii, and they are flexible. Okay, they are flexible and even they are compact in size and lightweight. Okay, this is one of the characteristics of optical fiber. So the fiber cables can be bent or even they can be twisted without making any damage to the cable. Okay, so these were the few of the characteristics of a fiber. So what was that? So the one was wider bandwidth, so it can, the carrier frequency can range from 10 raised to 13 hertz to 10 raised to 15 hertz, and it has a very low transmission loss. Okay, and it is dielectric waveguide, since they are made up of silica which resist the electrical energy, and we can get it's well insulated. And signal security, we have a signal security, and they are small in size and as well as weight. So these are the few characteristics of an optical fiber. Hope you have understood clearly the basic components of an optical fiber and the characteristics of an optical fiber. So this is all for today's session. So in next video we will discuss about the important another topic. So till then, take care, bye bye.